Hello everyone, Morgan Hibbs here with Lynn County Farm Bureau. I'm so excited to be joining you virtually for another Ag in the Classroom lesson. Today we are going to learn about byproducts while comparing renewable and non-renewable resources. In today's experiment you will need 2 different kinds of packing peanuts and some water. If you received one of our kits, the water is not included, but the packing peanuts are in your kit. If you did not receive one of our kits, these packing peanuts can be found on Amazon. Okay, we also have an Iowa Ag Today publication, and you can pull this up from your lesson plan if you would like to follow along, or if you would like to pause the video and read it as a class. We are going to read just page 1 together. Plants and animals providing food, fiber, and energy. Look around your classroom. Do you see anything made from plants or animals? Almost everything is. Bookshelves, pencils, and paper came from trees grown for wood and pulp. The jeans and t-shirts you are wearing were once plants too. They are made from cotton plants. Can you list others? Wood, paper, and cotton are pretty obvious. If you take a deeper look, you will find many things made from plants and animals. Fat from animals is used in crayons, soap, and paint. Cornstarch makes glue and paint thick. Leather shoes, belts, and footballs are made from cattle hide. The carpet that covers the floor likely contains corn or soybeans too. Byproducts are what is left over from making the main products such as meat or oil. Instead of throwing these things away, scientists and engineers created new uses for them. Renewable and non-renewable resources. Everything is made from something. Food, clothes, building supplies, and energy sources are made from the natural resources. These are classified into 2 groups, renewable and non-renewable. Renewable resources are replenished over a short period of time. Some examples are plants, wind, and solar energy. Non-renewable resources are not easily replenished by the earth. Oil and minerals are non-renewable resources. They can take thousands of years to replenish. Think and discuss. What kinds of things can be grown or made in just a few years? What kinds of things take many years to be made? And what's the difference? Okay, thank you for reading along. So now, as a class, can you define what a byproduct is? A byproduct is what is left over from a primary product. So taking a plant or animal and creating a new use for it from the leftovers that we did not use for primary products. And this is a way to not waste our resources and to be able to be sustainable in producing new products. Renewable and non-renewable resources. Can you define those? A renewable resource can be replenished. These are things like plants. We can plant new seeds every year. It's also things like wind or solar, sun. Those are easily renewable or replenished year after year. Now, non-renewable resources are not easily replenished. They can take thousands of years to produce. For example, soil is a non-renewable resource. Yes, soil can be created, and it can be new soil is made by breaking down or weathering of rocks, but that process takes over 100 years to complete, from a big boulder all the way to topsoil that we plant seeds in. So it's not easily replenished. So there's a difference between renewable and non-renewable resources. Both are very important in the products that we use every day, but renewable resources are going to be a little bit more sustainable for our environment because we can replenish them. So today's activity, we are going to do a fun science experiment with packing peanuts. We have 2 different kinds of packing peanuts here. We have a renewable and a non-renewable packing peanut. One of them is a byproduct of a plant. The other is made with oil. Now, comparing our 2 packing peanuts, what do you notice is the difference between these 2 packing peanuts? What's the difference in the shape, the color, the size, maybe the texture. Now that you've compared the two different packing peanuts, I would like you to take your worksheet, Packing Peanuts, and draw and predict what will happen when water is added to the bag of packing peanuts. So when we add water to the bag with these two different packing peanuts, what do you think will happen? I would like you to draw a picture with both the green and the white packing peanut. Once you draw a picture, please explain in full sentences what you predict will happen. So now take your picture and write it into a complete sentence. The following two questions are for after the science experiment. What happened when water was added to the bag of packing peanuts? Was your prediction right? And what is the difference between the two different types of packing peanuts? Which do you believe is renewable and which do you believe is non-renewable? Okay, so I've taken a few of my packing peanuts and added them to a Ziploc bag. You can do this individually where you give each student one of the green and one of the white packing peanuts in a bag, or you could do this in small groups. You can also give half of the room the white packing peanuts and half of the room the green packing peanuts. So I will leave this up to you as a class, how you would like to conduct the science experiment. But we are going to add water, so if you have not conducted the science experiment, I encourage you to push pause, go and do that now so that way you can make a prediction, conduct the experiment, and then come back and resume play because I'm going to now do the experiment with you. So I have my two packing peanuts, or two different kinds of packing peanuts. I'm going to add water to my bag. And then you're going to zip it tight. And students, we don't want to pop the bag, but we do want to move the packing peanuts around in the bag because they tend to float to the top. So we want to move the water so that the packing peanuts get wet. So this will take a couple minutes, but you'll notice pretty soon what begins to happen to the two different kinds of packing peanuts. So far, this is what's happening in mine. Okay, so now you can really tell what's happening to mine. What is happening to the white packing peanuts? They are starting to dissolve. Is anything happening to the green ones yet? No, nothing's happening to the green ones. Okay, so now that we know that the white ones dissolve and the green ones do not, which do you believe is a renewable resource? Which one of those do you think came from a plant? If you said the white ones, you are correct because it is an organic material that's going to break down when it's added to water. It's going to start to break down and dissolve in that water, which is easily replenished because it's a plant material and it's safe for the environment. If we throw these packing peanuts in a landfill, they're going to just break down with the next rain and not stay in the landfill for years and years. Versus the green packing peanuts, did they do anything? They didn't. They are staying the same. So the white ones are safer for the environment, but we also can grow new plants every year versus the green one came from an oil. So now let's guess what kind of material is made, or these are made from. So the green one is made from oil, which is this is a styrofoam packing peanut. The white one is actually made from our field corn, so it's a byproduct of our field corn. Oil is extracted from the ground to make the styrofoam packing peanut, and even though it's still a natural resource, it came from the ground, it's not going to easily break down because it's not made out of an organic material like plants. So this is going to stay in our landfill for a lot longer, and it's not as sustainable because it's non-renewable. We might eventually run out of oil, so it's good that we have alternatives. Okay, so now as a wrap up, we have an agricultural byproduct riddle sheet, and I'll just give you a couple as an example. And teachers, the answers to these are in your lesson plan. So this is a riddle sheet where you're going to guess the byproduct, what the product actually is, and where it came from. I'm a byproduct of blank, and you use me to keep cuts and scrapes clean. Once you stick me on, I'll help you heal. What am I? A Band-Aid, and it came from a cow. The adhesive for the Band-Aid came from the hooves of the cow. I'm a byproduct of blank, and you may have used me this morning. I'm good at untangling knots. What am I? This is a brush, and it's from a pig. Today, a lot of our brushes that we use for our hair are made out of plastic, but you can still find pig brushes. If you would like to continue learning in your Iowa Ag Today, in the inside, there's more information about some of these different products and the different byproducts we can get from plants and animals. Then we also have products from around the world, so you can take a look at that if you would like to continue learning about products and where all of the things that we use come from. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you had fun with your science experiment and your byproducts riddle.